Welcome back to Flossy Sports TV. At the time that I'm recording this video, it's right after I played the Undisputed beta test this weekend to test the online servers. This ain't really organized, it's just freestyle or whatnot. And just give a couple of my quick thoughts. Quick thoughts on the gameplay itself. Loved it. I love the gameplay itself for where it's at right now, by it being in a beta stage or whatnot. I love it. Like, the punches feel nice, power feels good. The only thing that I feel like they need to manage is like the balancing of getting KOs and long-term damage and short-term damage. Like, the damage bar go down when you're in the corner or whatever, but the long-term damage to the actual limbs on the body was almost non-existent. Like, yeah, I get somebody like Temple and stuff orange, but right after the next round, even though I'm hitting them with big shots still after that, it's like it did nothing at all. It felt like it wasn't really rewarding to land big shots because like you would rarely get knockouts anyway. But that's a quick fix because it improved from day 1 to day 3, honestly. So that just let me know that it's possible. It could be done. Now, I felt like my responsiveness to the punches and whatnot, I think most of that stuff come from the latency and the ping from the servers and them getting the servers together. Because the most frustrating problem and the worst problem we had the entire time playing this was actually finding games. The matchmaking was the absolute worst part, but that doesn't make the gameplay itself trash. They just got to figure out the servers, which is expected. With it being their first time doing a beta, they don't have previous servers that they're used because it's the first title through this indie company to begin with. I seen a lot of feedback, mostly positive feedback. If you went into it with an open mind, you pretty much enjoyed yourself for the most part. I know I did. Now, do I feel like it's ready? Nah, I don't. It need work. Early access could come once they figure out the servers or whatever, but it ain't ready though. It still need work, but it ain't as bad as the detractors and the haters try to make it out to be. It's not that bad at all. But you can still tell need kind of like fine polish and fine tuning. But I think it's better than what we see because I always say that Undisputed and SCI is always further along than what they show us. We know that because it was stuff in the trailers and the little video clips before we got to play the beta that was in those videos that weren't in this one. So this means this probably isn't the most current state of the game at the moment. They just gave us something that was good enough while they test out the service and the process. You know what I mean? I feel like they ain't gonna show us nothing until they got it all the way perfected and master how they want it to their satisfaction. I would love if they did like a beta test every weekend, but instead of like 2 fighters, do 4 fighters, 4 males, 4 women, so we can cut down on the mirror matches, because mirror matches is kind of like a pet peeve of mine, very, very, very annoying, and it probably causes a problem with the matchmaking issues. I don't know if picking the same person causes problems in matchmaking. I don't know. Somebody educate me on that one. But yeah, I feel like they should do it every week. Like every weekend, like every Friday through Saturday until like they get it right. So they can have people stress test the servers every weekend to see if the stuff that they've been trying to implement actually been working. Now, whether that's an open beta or a closed beta, it's up to them. But I feel like it needs to be done, has to be done. And the question is, since they had the open beta, is the news that been rolling out gonna stop or slow down? And do y'all still think early access is coming within the near future, like this year or next year? I personally think it could be the end of this year or the middle of December, seeing how the beta went. But it really depends on what kind of product they want to push out and how far along they really are compared to what they're actually showing us. Had a great time, lost a few fights the first day trying to learn it, trying to figure it out, but the more comfortable I got with creating angles and having patience, I started winning. I lost 2 today, but I won like 6. So that means I'm getting better at the game, I'm doing better, and it's not really the control scheme or whatnot. It's more so your strategy your mechanics, and your abilities to control distance and create angles. Stuff like that is the thing that's going to help you with your learning curve in this game. Like, you can't play it like any other game that you ever played before in your life, because it's not like any other game you ever played before. If I had to compare it to something, it's like Boxer's Road 2. It's like a Boxer's Road 2 and Fight Night Round 3 hybrid. But even within that, it's its own thing. Loose footwork I was probably the best in my loose footwork than I was compared to regular, because most people can time loose footwork, and I'm one of those people. But I had to be more offensive than I normally would be, because I ain't want them to pick up on it. But loose footwork is going to be something, because if you can learn how to master it and time it when somebody else does it, it's going to make you a great player in this game from what I can see. And I really can't wait to play it again, because I'm not going to be able to play any other boxing game again. I will probably sit on my computer and rewatch my videos until we get a chance to play it again. I'm highly grateful for them letting us play it. Thankful for getting a code. And even though it was some rough times and I was getting frustrated, it was worth the wait all the way. But this is Flossy Sports TV. My quick thoughts on the beta. Be on the lookout for my videos, for my fights, and my other thoughts once I actually had time to sit down and articulate my thoughts and like write them down for like what needed to be fixed and what was good and all that. But until next time, that's all.